Hey everyone, my name's Tomato Anus, also known as Tagaloo Cat, and this is a segmented silent assassin suit-only speedrun of Hitman 2016. This run is performed by Kaadzik, a top runner for the game who also helped me write the script to make sure it's all as accurate as possible and that I didn't include any goofs. If you'd prefer to watch either this segmented run without commentary or Kaadzik's current personal best, there are links to both in the description below. Real quick, what is this game and what is this run? Well, first off, it was suggested and chosen to be featured on the channel by my patrons over on Patreon, more on that at the end of the video. Hitman 2016 is the first installment in the World of Assassination trilogy, which also consists of Hitman 2 and 3. Each game in the series is considered to be a release of a new season of missions, with the first game being Season 1, the second game being Season 2, and the third game being Season 3. Hitman 2016 is where all the Season 1 missions originate and is a single-player stealth game where you play as Agent 47 and play through a series of missions where you're given a target or targets to take out. Each mission is an open-ended sandbox that you can freely explore, with various means of assassination, some of which being a bit more flavorful than others. This video is specifically covering a speedrun of all main missions from the Season 1 campaign, from the Showstopper to Citizen Versus. At the end of every mission, you're given a rating for how well you completed the mission based on things like how unnoticed your actions went and if there was collateral damage. This run requires you to get the highest rating, Silent Assassin, on each individual mission, which requires you to only kill targets, not get spotted, have no witnesses, not get caught on camera unless you destroy the footage, no bodies were found unless their targets killed by accidents or poison, and prevent non-target kills. In the game, you have the ability to wear disguises to be able to sneak into restricted areas and not be noticed by certain individuals, but the second part of the name for this category is suit only, meaning you aren't allowed to change what you're wearing mid-mission. You gotta stick with whatever default outfit you start the mission in. Alright, let's get into the run. So, this first mission is at a fashion show in Paris, and we have two targets, Dalia Margolis and Viktor Novikov, both of whom are involved in some spy biz. When Kaadzik loads into the mission, he waits for the full cutscene introducing Dalia to play out so that she gets into position in the center of the room.
That is Dalia Margolis, supermodel turned spy master.
Kaadzik then abruptly stands up from this fashion meeting, heads out to the balcony, hides behind some see-through windows so no one can see him, and shoots the chain holding the chandelier to drop it on Dalia, cutting her presentation for the class off short. Kaadzik is now going to perform a glitch called the ledge drop glitch. So after shooting the chain, Kaadzik pulled up his inventory and swapped to the explosive compound. Kaadzik will then walk to the edge of the balcony and drop the explosive compound on the ground to set himself up for the glitch. By then pressing F to pick up the compound and X to vault over the balustrade in rapid succession, Agent 47 will climb over the balustrade and drop quickly between levels to reach the ground floor. It should also be noted that while in this case Kaadzik drops the explosive compound, this glitch can be done with just about any item that can be picked up. It's just that the explosive compound happens to be one of the better items to use for the trick, because it isn't an illegal item that will draw attention to us. Upon re-entering the building, Kaadzik is going to swap to the remote explosive, drop it, and explode it as he rounds a corner. This causes a ton of confusion and serves as a distraction for the NPCs so that we can pass through a restricted area without being found trespassing. While running through the restricted area, Kaadzik equips the explosive compound again, and when he enters the entrance hall, he'll turn to the left and toss the compound onto the wall at the base of the stairs. This separates a guard from Viktor since they both hear the object thrown, and Viktor tells the guard to check it out since Viktor is a VIP, making it so that there won't be any collateral damage in Viktor's death. Agent 47 is a super thin dude, so Kaadzik is able to hide behind this lamp, which is a blind spot, and shoot the chain of another chandelier, causing it to fall on Viktor, completing our second task, meaning we can now run to the exit. Kaadzik now makes his red carpet exit from this fashion event that had 2 deaths by falling chandeliers, and when he goes to leave the mission, he's going to do what's referred to as a fast interact or fast exit. To exit a level, you normally have to hold down G until the interact circle fully fills up. However, if you press F1 or escape, then press and hold G, and then press F1 or escape again, you're able to exit the level right away. This saves anywhere from a few milliseconds to a second each time you do it, and Kaadzik will be doing it on every level in the run. Additionally, something worth addressing while we have a moment is that the route you saw in this mission, as well as every mission going forward, while usually consistent, do contain RNG elements. There's no guarantee that these routes will work every time because there's always a chance of things like Kaadzik hiding behind that lamp to shoot the character but being spotted by a guard across the way even though Kaadzik's in a blind spot. Little things like that which throw a wrench into things that make these routes not always consistent. Okay, back to the run. Let's see this fast interact Kaadzik is about to do to exit the mission. Kaadzik doing the fast interact to exit the mission brings us to the second mission, World of Tomorrow, which takes place in the fictional town of Sapienza in Italy. In this mission, our goal is to take out two scientists in charge of a deadly weaponized virus project, Silvio Caruso and Francesca DeSantis. To start the mission, Kaadzik will let the full intro cutscene play out, which gives a chef enough time to move out of our way at one point in the mission. Once the cutscene ends, right away, Kaadzik will grab a sniper from a case in our room, followed by picking up a brick outside on the roof right before he drops down from a ledge. We need to cut through this building real quick, but there's a chef in our way, so Kaadzik fires a shot into the wall to the chef's left to distract him while we run past him on the right. Kaadzik veers left as he exits the building to avoid coming too close to a couple guards, then runs along the side of a building to get to a vantage point where he shoots out an electrical panel. This panel is for Silvio's telescope, and destroying the panel makes Silvio venture into his observatory. While Silvio does that, Kaadzik blasts open a door with an explosive and will make his way to a stairwell where he'll start going upstairs. When Kaadzik approaches the top of the stairs, he's going to drop his sniper rifle before going outside because some targets have special bodyguards that will spot you instantly if you're holding any illegal items. After climbing this pipe, Kaadzik will pull up his inventory to swap to his remote breaching charges, and to open this door ahead, rather than throw the charge, Kaadzik drops it and then detonates it. This is because one of the staff can hear if you throw the breaching charge at the door and will come investigate, and Kaadzik doesn't want the staff to discover what Kadzik's about to do. Kaadzik then swaps to his brick, which he'll use to give a guard a kiss on the cheek.
Hey, you!
After destroying the model sailboat to retrieve a hidden virus prototype vial, Kaadzik makes his way back outside, back inside, and tosses the vial into the room Francesca is in. This causes her to contract the virus and eliminates her after about 8 seconds or so. This is pretty much a free kill because it counts as a poison kill that only kills the target, leaving anyone else nearby feeling a-okay. We still have to take out Silvio, so after dropping off the roof we're on, Kaadzik heads back inside, enters the observatory, and shoots down the solar system diorama with his pistol, making it fall on Silvio. Kaadzik then picks up his sniper en route to his final objective, destroying the virus in the underground lab. At the bottom of all these stairs, Kaadzik is going to toss a breaching charge and detonate it to open the door. In the lab, Kaadzik will head to the right and shoot a bullet to distract a guard, then snipe the virus prototype while standing at a ledge. He'll then perform what's called a drop-down glitch, where he aims with his pistol and presses the drop-down button at about the same time to quickly fall to the lower level, saving time by avoiding having to climb down a pipe.
Will be close by. Look for some type of quarantine unit.
To exit the area and the mission, Kaadzik then runs to Silvio's seaplane, avoiding a camera in the process, letting us stay undetected and keep our silent assassin rating. This brings us to the third of 6 missions, A Gilded Cage, which takes place in Marrakesh. In this mission, we have 2 targets, Klaus Hugo Strandberg and Reza Zaidan, who are both involved in an impending military coup in Morocco. Kaadzik waits just a little bit before exiting the cutscene at the start of the mission, otherwise it throws off Reza's schedule too much for the route. Right away, Kaadzik will head towards the stairway and pull out a pistol in preparation for doing something called a wall drop glitch. By aiming the pistol into a wall, pulling up the inventory, and dropping an item, the item is dropped inside of the wall. In this case, Kaadzik will drop Napoleon Blown Apart, which plays music when dropped and can be remotely detonated. The wall drop glitch can be used on several walls, and the item that's dropped can either stay in the wall or drop through floors to the ground floor. Because the garage is the ground floor though, Napoleon stays out of bounds right here, and somehow Hugo will hear the music playing through the concrete wall that Napoleon is behind and will come investigate. Napoleon's purpose in this run isn't to be the sacrifice though, just the bait for Hugo. Our sacrifice is actually just going to be a rubber ducky. After dropping Napoleon in the wall, Kaadzik also drops a proximity explosive ducky that will detonate by, well, proximity. Kaadzik vaults a wall outside to avoid a security officer who also heard the music but hopefully won't investigate, grabs a crowbar, and makes his way through the city streets. There are 2 guards on a staircase in one of these alleyways, and Kaadzik needs to get past them. He's going to do this by first hiding in an alcove in front of the stairs so that the guards can't see him, then shooting the wall behind them to get them to both turn around. Once they both turn around, Kaadzik is going to do to them with the crowbar what Gibby did to Spencer with a stop sign. It's alright that we knock these 2 dudes unconscious because as long as we're quick enough going forward, no one should find their bodies. After yeeting and picking the crowbar back up, Kaadzik will hide in a blind spot behind some barrels and clip a guard with a pistol shot. Kaadzik will then wait to move until Reza notices what happened because otherwise we automatically get spotted. Once Reza does notice, the compound gets sent into lockdown, causing guards to escort Reza to a safe location. Kaadzik will then move to behind a crate and shoot a wall next to some guards a few times to have them notice the bullet impacts. This causes them to turn around so that Kaadzik can knock them out from behind with the crowbar while they're looking at the wall. This will be followed by Kaadzik aiming at a propane tank in the building with Reza, and once Reza gets close to it, Kaadzik will take the shot at the tank so that the propane leaks and fills the room where an oil lamp is also located, causing the propane tank to explode. Let's see this series of events now play out in real time.
What the? Man, might be.
As Kaadzik begins to make his exit down the stairs, the explosion of the tank takes out Reza. It's only a few moments later that Klaus finally wanders within range of our little ducky, taking him out as well. Klaus, and only Klaus, dying alone without being seen is a combination of both luck and us going through the level quickly. Kaadzik exits the level through some marketplace gates, wrapping up this mission and bringing us to the next one, Club 27 in Bangkok. In this mission, we'll be taking out an indie rock singer named Jordan Cross, along with his family's lawyer, Ken Morgan, who covered up the fact that Jordan murdered his girlfriend. There's a lengthy intro cutscene to this mission that we have to fully wait through in order to avoid waiting for Ken and Jordan during the actual mission, so while this cutscene plays out, I'd just like to say I hope you're all doing well. I know that at times things can honestly just feel insurmountable, that no matter what you do, you'll be stuck where you're at in a dark place. I cannot stress this enough though, that no feeling is final. Things may seem hopeless, but I assure you they are not. Good days are ahead, and no matter what, there is a tomorrow, and whatever you're facing cannot take that away from you. I say this every video, but it's something I personally believe in always talking about, so I'll continue to do it, but just a reminder, there is a tomorrow. You can make it through today. And also, no one in the world is more deserving of your love than you are, so please, take some time to love yourself. You have worth. Back to the run, Kaadzik is running to the HITMAN hotel, being sure to avoid bumping into anyone so we avoid drawing their attention so that we can pull out illegal items. At the top of the stairs, Kaadzik shoots the support for a light fixture to cause it to all fall and land on Ken, taking him out and increasing the KD of light fixtures this run to 3. Kaadzik then switched his equipped weapon to a remote explosive ducky and drops the ducky on the stairs and blows it up as he continues climbing, which distracts the guards that are guarding the Queen suite. After exploding the ducky, Kaadzik runs past some guards at the top of the stairs and enters the suite proper. The staff of the hotel are all panicking right now, so we're able to head on up to the top floor pretty easily, equipping our pistol along the way. Kaadzik is going to run to the far window here, where he'll stand on top of some garbage bags and aim his pistol across the way into another window, constantly checking to see where Jordan is. Once Jordan is in position, Kaadzik will shoot a fire extinguisher, causing it to explode and kill Jordan, counting as an accidental death. Fire extinguishers have a larger impact area than things like, say, a normal explosive device or propane flask, and fire extinguishers are lethal explosions in this game, unlike in Hitman 2 and 3. To make his escape, Kaadzik is gonna just kinda escape. The exit route Kaadzik takes is just going down the stairs he came up before, where the guards are still scrambling around trying to figure out what's going on. After this lengthy jog, we'll eventually make it back outside, where people are pretty calm for the fact a dude was just crushed by some lights nearby, and Kaadzik will make his way down to the speedboat to exit the mission. This will bring us to the next mission, Freedom Fighters, which takes place in Colorado. It's at this time we should probably do a brief catch-up on the story. So, to put it lightly, we've been played. We've been doing all these contracts for this person referred to as the Shadow Client, or the Client for short. It turns out that all these hits we've been doing are on people who are either members of a group called Providence who have total control over world affairs and thought to be a myth, or they're people directly linked to members of Providence and the work Providence does. Pretty much, the client has been setting us up and making it look like this is all our doing, which, it technically is. Like, we're a hitman for hire, maybe look into your contract some more and figure out if you're being used for some sort of nefarious plot before you start taking people out. I don't know, just a suggestion. Anyways, we've just learned all this, and we're now headed to the next mission, which is at a training camp for the client's militia, and we're seeking to eliminate who we think the client is for their manipulation. At the training camp in Colorado, we have 4 targets: Sean Rose, Penelope Graves, Ezra Berg, and Maya Parvati, as well as a couple additional tasks that will pop up after we take them all out. To start the mission, Kaadzik exits the cutscene pretty quickly, equips the remote breaching charges, and crouches while heading to the left towards a fence gate, which he lobs the breaching charge at. Kaadzik will crouch just before he enters the farmhouse here through the back doors, and stay crouched as he sprints past a soldier and hacker that are having a chit-chat, being sure to not bump into them on the way. Kaadzik will then drop a breaching charge at the basement door and detonate it before switching to his pistol. He'll then take out Sean Rose by shooting the gas tank on an SUV next to Sean, then shooting the leak itself to blow up the car. The timing on when to do this is a bit tight and unforgiving. If you're too early or too late, then either Sean won't be caught in the explosion or the nearby guard will die as well, ruining the run.
The guy. What?
Kaadzik then heads to the basement where he grabs a lethal injection syringe on top of a cabinet. Kaadzik is going to be using this syringe on Penelope, but first Kaadzik has to wait at the top of the stairs for Penelope to walk into position at the desk in the center of the room that's on our right. If you look at the minimap, she's the bold red circle.
Command, I've arrived at the location.
Immediately after taking her out, Kaadzik heads back downstairs because us speedrunners are basement dwellers. Kaadzik shot a power grid panel to distract one of the guards, then turns on the boiler via the fast interact glitch to distract and lure Ezra over, then waits for Ezra to round the corner before jabbing him with a syringe that we brought ourselves and found in our mom's nightstand.
Whatever.
After opening up the door to head back outside and taking out the camera, Kaadzik waits for the guard at the top of the stairs to walk to the right, then zooms on past behind him and goes to hide behind some wooden boards. Once all relevant soldiers have stopped searching and entered the house, and the camera on the patio is facing away, Kaadzik sneaks up near it and shoots it, being sure to stand close to the railing so that no one hears the gun firing. Kaadzik then takes aim at a rope and pulley that are supporting a hay bale in the air and continually checks where Maya is with his predator vision. Once Maya is in position, Kaadzik shoots the rope, dropping the bale on Maya. I bet she hated that. Here Kaadzik picks up a baseball and does what's called a fast throw on 2 hackers where he crouches, throws, and uncrouches. This causes the baseball to register as hitting these hackers almost instantly, rocking the 2 of them to their cores. Kaadzik then fast interacted with the 3D printer without being noticed. We need to use the 3D printer to print a mask that resembles Sean Rose so we can unlock a door in the basement to a tornado shelter which is locked via face scan. Once the mask is printed, Kaadzik heads down to the basement where after waiting for a guard to face away, Kaadzik fast interacts with the scanner and we get to watch a mini cutscene of the facial scan. Inside the tornado shelter then, Kaadzik has to fast interact with 2 examine prompts to be able to leave the mission through the doors that are in the shelter, which are actually the only exit to the level, wrapping up the penultimate mission and bringing us to the final mission, Citus and Versus, which takes place in Hokkaido. This last mission has us targeting Eric Soders and Yuki Yamazaki. Eric is the training director for our agency who turns out to be a mole for Providence, and Yuki is Eric's Providence liaison. To start the mission, Kaadzik lets a few seconds of the cutscene play out so that he gets better security behavior in the mission. Right away, Kaadzik heads outside and to the left towards the Zen Garden, where he quickly equips a CX block, which is a powerful remote explosive. He'll toss the CX block at the operating theater window where Eric is and will do what's called a fast detonate. A fast detonate is where you detonate the explosive once you see the detonate prompt appear on screen and immediately holster after detonating. This causes the explosion to happen much quicker and is necessary to do here because you need the explosion to happen when the CX block is near enough to the glass. Eric is a unique target that doesn't affect your silent assassin rating at all. You can kill him however you like without being noticed or having his body found. Additionally, any damage that visibly moves Eric is lethal to him because he's a frail old man who was born with glass bones and paper skin. The angle at which you throw the CX block and where you throw the block from makes it so that the fast detonate kills Eric but leaves the gardener untouched. Kaadzik then heads back inside and towards the security room where the guards are all heading outside to either investigate the explosion or just go on patrol for some reason. At the doorway to the security room, Kaadzik is going to drop his pistol so that it's in the way of the sliding door so the door will stay open for us. Because the guards are distracted, nobody will notice or care that we just dropped an illegal item. In the security room, Kaadzik will then toss a breaching charge at an interior door where he's then going to grab a fire extinguisher. He'll then exit the security room and head down the ramp to where Yuki is. As Kaadzik passes Yuki, he's going to drop a breaching charge which automatically drops the fire extinguisher as well, and then once he's far enough away, detonates the breaching charge, exploding the fire extinguisher in the process, killing Yuki and avoiding killing her bodyguards or derailing the cable car. Normally, dropping an illegal item in front of NPCs will compromise you, but by exploding the fire extinguisher quickly enough, nobody in the hallway realizes what happens and what we did is okay. Kaadzik will then enter the cable car, finishing up the mission, the game, and in turn, the run, with all missions having been completed with the Silent Assassin rating, all while never having changed out of our starting suits.
About this one. Well, that's for another time. Yamazaki awaits.
Okay, people, this is a security announcement. Please remain calm. We have a minor situation here.
That's both targets down. Time to find an exit. We're done here.
If you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much on behalf of both myself and Kaadzik. The World of Assassination Trilogy is such a cool gaming experience, and the speedruns themselves are a marvel of routing and experimentation. If you're at all interested in looking up more runs of this game or seeing runs of the other seasons, head on over to speedrun.com and use that search bar. I'd also like to take a moment and say thank you to Kaadzik for his help in making this video. It would not have been possible without him. Kaadzik was a saving grace when it came to making this video and was beyond helpful and accommodating in the creation process. Be sure to check out Kaadzik's YouTube and Twitch channels if you'd like to see more speedrun content, Hitman or otherwise. Links are in the description. Additionally, I mentioned this at the start of the video, but this video would not have happened without everyone who supports the channel on Patreon. Not only was this run suggested to be covered there as a part of a celebration for hitting 200 patrons, but it was also voted on and chosen by the patrons as their first official Patrons' Choice Speedrun Explained. I could not be more grateful for not only the fact this run was chosen, because it's a sick run, but also for the fact there are over 200 of you who choose to support the channel monetarily. Seriously, thank you. It is so unnecessary, but you continue to do so anyways. If taking part in future suggestions or poll events to choose what runs will be covered in the future sounds like a fun time to you, or you want access to videos early, or even just want to chip in a buck or two a month to keep the channel afloat, then head on over to patreon.com/tomatoanus. Like I said though, it's entirely unnecessary, but thank you to those of you who do it. Lastly, if you want a place to just chat about anything, then join our Discord server, discord.gg/tomatoanus. It isn't really a place where speedruns are talked about much, and I mean that in a good way. Like, if you want to talk about speedruns there, people will talk about speedruns with you, but it's mainly just a place for a lot of supportive and wholesome people to hang out and talk about their days. If that sounds like a place you want to be, then come join the fun. That's all for this video though. This was a Silent Assassin suit-only speedrun of Hitman 2016. I've been Tomatoanus, also known as Take a Look at My Nuts, and I hope you have an above average day.